to the Tree Lounge, where we bring you the music and the musicians. Today we are at the Tiki Panga Tavern in Whangarei, and we are with Mihirangi, and we are in the middle, or the second date on her wonderful tour called Somebody Shake the Tree album tour. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. We're not in the middle of it, we're on the second date.
Yeah, on the second date, yeah, sure. She feels like she's in the middle of it because there have been long nights and lots of people. Crowds are going really well. Now, on the date, I looked at it and there's 40 shows back to back with not much of downtime for a holiday. So you're no slouch, right, when it comes to touring?
Absolutely.
Got that. Straight into the music question.
Yes.
There's 40 dates and 40 shows. And each one of those shows, the way that you work your music and build your music is through vocal. Yep. Yeah. So each song is individually built as it goes. My question and my thought is, over those 40 nights, do each one of those songs organically grow differently, or is any of them the same?
Absolutely. They all grow very differently.
Right, okay.
And that's purely because, you know, everything starts from scratch. Everything is done, you know, I can be singing something in a different key, with a different tempo, so that whole, yeah, they are different songs every night.
Right. So does it come down to the way you feel, the way the crowd feels?
I gauge how I feel, and generally how I feel is in relationship to the crowd. So, you know, we all act and react according to. So, yeah, I'll perform how I'm feeling, and hopefully I'm feeling great.
Yeah, like you are, and you're looking great. Okay, so on those songs, then, do you get surprised yourself at what comes out?
I actually do, because I improvise a lot.
Mm.
So sometimes, you know, just recently I was doing a concert in Taranaki, and I asked the audience, oh, someone give me an idea to start with. And then someone said, oh, play a jungle theme. And I was like going, oh, I'm not really feeling it. And then I started to play it, and I played something really, it was quite silly actually. It was quite comical what I'd played. And it was only one line, and I stopped and I thought, oh, that sounds really silly. But I'm going to keep going, and I'll keep going. And it was actually the best song of the whole night.
Really?
Because I think what happens is, when you're on edge, you really have to make the effort to be present in the moment. So the more present in the moment you are, the better it's going to be, obviously, because you have to use all your resources.
Yeah, you cannot go to sleep with this one, right?
No.
You can't go, it's just another night in another pub, right?
No, you can't. No.
So I'm thinking that after 40 dates, you're not going to be thinking, oh hell, I did so much of the same thing. You're going to be going, each night is different. It's like going to a different country each night.
Well, that's how I just wrote my last album, Somebody Shake the Tree, that is based on, because what I do is when I do these live loops, I record them. So, because I can just press save on the equipment, so I save what I've just done. How I came up with the album was I had 450 loops. And out of those 450 loops, I chose, you know, I just culled it, and culled it.
How many songs on the album?
13.
Right, and is there a single off the album?
There are quite a few singles on the album.
Right, okay.
Yeah. The first single on the album that's been launched is Make That Song.
Right, okay. I don't know how old this song, how new it is, but Greed is a great song.
Funny that, you know,
I love that.
You know what's really strange about that is that song was a live improvisation, and I even in the studio it was a live improvisation, put it down, stuck it down. It was a song that was stuck on an EP just for the sake of having an extra track on the EP. And I've been looking at the stats of it lately and going, even today I looked at it and thought, people are playing that song a lot.
Now, I bumped it up a number last night, probably too, actually, because I went, I've got to hear that again.
Yeah, wow.
It's a very good song. If it's not, how old is it, by the way?
I wrote that probably about 5 years ago.
Right. Oh, well, it's very current. It sounds very good.
Yeah, yeah. Corporations, designer reputation.
Yeah, it was never going to get run out of fashion, that one.
No.
It's about all that stuff. Very cool song, that's for sure. Back into the music game, so we understand that you build the music vocally.
Yeah.
So does each song start from a vocal?
No,
no, not necessarily. Sometimes I'll play percussion, or I might play guitar or keyboards, or drum loops.
Right, okay. So how much of a night is you creating it against how many other instruments do you incorporate?
Right, say the question
That's a
again.
bad question. I know it's a bad question. I didn't even get it myself. But what I was trying to say was, out of the night, a song, or out of an individual song, how much of it is actual instruments, like drum machines, or anything else?
Every song's different.
So
some songs, well, generally I'll have at least 3 vocal loops. Sometimes I'll have 12 vocal loops and only 3 bits of percussion. So it's really determined by the actual song itself.
Right, yeah, okay. It's very original. Nobody else is doing it in the world, as far as we know, right?
No, there's actually, I started doing it 10 years ago, so I've been at it for quite some time. And since then, back then when I was doing it, my mentor was a guy by the name of Mel Webb, and there's a few other guys who was doing it in the industry. I was the first probably Australasian woman to be touring it internationally, as a whole performance, as a loop artist, and since then, people, there's actually quite a lot of people who are doing it now.
Right.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Your apprentices. Well, good on you. The vocal thing then, have you done any particular training for your voice?
Well, the funny thing is I started out doing kapa haka, and I did kapa haka for, many years, up until I was 16.
Yeah, so that was as a young girl?
As a child, up until I was 16. Yeah. Yep, so I grew up doing kapa haka, and in a traditional scene as well. I grew up on a marae. So, vocally, I was learning kapa haka, and kapa haka is a lot of belting and chesting, which is, a lot of calling and belting and chesting, which is quite tough on a voice, especially, for young children, constantly doing that. From that, my mother is a professional singer as well, so my mother had a very big black sounding voice, a very soulful black sounding voice.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So what I was listening to is what I was trying to get out of here. Unfortunately, I eventually, years and years and years, not until my 20s, did I discover that wasn't my voice. That was not my voice. I went to school, studied music full time, ended up having to go to singing lessons. I went to different singing teachers over a period of 10 years to try and unlearn what I had been hearing, because I had a very short vocal range, because chesting and belting, well, chesting especially, which is you're not able to go into your higher register because you're using the thicker muscles in the vocals and you're around your vocal cords, and you're using thick folds as opposed to thin folds and legitimate folds, and air pressure from above and air pressure from below. Chesting and belting uses 70% of vocal fold and 30% air pressure, whereas legitimate vocal sounds is, what they call 50% air pressure from above and 50% air pressure from below, which means 50% of vocal pressure on the vocal cords. So I had been doing full voice for so long as a child that I had no idea how to sing falsetto, how to sing in my legitimate voice, how to sing in other tonalities. So what I did was I had to go to singing lessons, and I had to unlearn. And now my range is huge. Oh, absolutely. It's another tool. It's obviously it's a great tool, because it's probably one of the hardest things for most singers, not most singers, for most people to do, because personal shyness and things like that prevent someone from bringing although most people have no trouble yelling.
Which is another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, is the 3 voices that you talk about, which is the physical voice, the emotional voice, and the spiritual voice. That's what we're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
Getting the culmination of those three
Yes.
together.
Yes.
And then you've got heaven, haven't you?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
So do you experience that? You know that? You understand that? You get there every
Yes,
day?
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, I am a human being, so I'm not perfect. So, you know, one thing I do realize, you know, with it's not mind control, but it's learning to let go of the mind. It's about learning technique. It's about gaining knowledge and all the things that you need emotionally, like confidence and all those sorts of things. But the greatest thing that you can do as a performer is to be a well-oiled machine. You know, like your whole entire body is your voice. It's not just here.
Yeah.
You know, every part of every cell in your body contributes to what comes out here.
Yeah.
So to be able to have the ability to utilize that to the point where it's body memory that you use.
Right.
To get this out of the way, get the mind out of the way to let this come through.
Right.
So you have that ability to let go and watch what you can do with the tools that you have to let your spirit shine. You know, because that's the greatest thing that all singers do is shine.
Very well said.